Hello students, this is Kanika. Welcome to my channel PrepBiology. So today we are going to discuss about most important diagrams of unit 1 of class 12th, that is reproduction. Okay, so in this lecture we are going to discuss about the diagrams which are repeatedly asked in your previous year's examinations. So let's start with chapter number 1 of unit 1. Okay, so chapter number 1 is your sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Okay, so the first very important diagram is the LS of flower. Okay, so the structure of flower, that is the LS of flower, is very important. So each and every part of this diagram and how this diagram will be made, so that is also very important. Sometimes you have questions like assertion reasons. Okay, so each and every part, the function of each and every part, you should know about it. So sometimes you have this diagram and label different parts of it. Okay, so LS of flower is very important. The second structure of chapter number 1 is the TS of young anther. Okay, so this is the structure of TS of young anther. Okay, so all the layers of this and internal structure, the function of each and every part is important. And also sometimes you have this diagram, that is the TS of mature anther. Okay, so mature anther you have the pollen grains. So these two diagrams are also very important. The third very important diagram is the anatropous ovule. Okay, so this diagram is also very important. Sometimes you have a question that draw well labeled structure of anatropous ovule, and you all have to know all the parts of anatropous ovule. Okay, and sometimes you have questions regarding the labeling. Okay, label each and every part. Okay, so you all have to know this. The next diagram will be the pollen pistil interaction. So this diagram have been asked in 2022. Okay, so in 2022 you have a question in section B that is of 2 marks. Okay, so fate of the pollen tube in fertilization, and you all should know this diagram, and each and every part is also very important. Okay, so next diagram will be the structure of mature embryo sac. This diagram have been asked in 2023 board examinations. Okay, so each and every part of this is also very important. Next diagram will be the structure of fertilized embryo sac. Okay, so this is the fertilized embryo sac. After the embryo sac, the structure of the embryo sac will look like this. You have a zygote. After fertilization, you have the endosperm. So in 2023 and 2024 examinations, board examination, this labeling of the diagram have been asked. So this is a very important, okay, diagram. Next diagram will be these two diagrams. This is the LS of dicot embryo. Okay, and this is the monocot embryo. Okay, so these two diagrams are also important. The labeling, like you have a colipotile, you have a colurizza. Okay, so each and every part is very important. Next diagram is this diagram have been recently asked in your 2024 board examinations. This shows the stages of embryo development. Okay, embryo development. So this mature embryo, the structure of the mature embryo have been asked, and in 2024, and you have to label this diagram. Okay, so this labeling like A, B, C, D, you have asked A, B, C, D, label A, B, C, D, and you all have to know this, these all stages of embryo development. Okay, so sometimes you have asked like the globular embryo, heart-shaped embryo, the structure of the mature embryo. Okay, and each part is also very important. The last very important structure of chapter number 1 is the section of maize seed. Okay, so this structure is also important. Okay, so you all have to know, sometimes you have a question like difference between pericarp and perisperm, difference between plumule and the radicle. So you all have to know the structure as well as the function of each and every part. So these all are the diagrams of chapter number 1. So in chapter number 2, that is the human reproduction, you have first very important diagram, that is the structure of male reproductive system. Okay, so this structure have been asked in your 2022 and 2023 examinations, board examinations, and you all have to label these all parts. Okay, you have a question like labeling A, B, C, D. Okay, so each and every part of this diagram structure is important, and function of each part is also very important. Next structure is this structure. This is the structure of one testis. Okay, this is the structure of one testis. So one testis is look like this, and each and every part of this testis is also important. So you should know about it. Next is the most important structure is the female reproductive system. Okay, so in your lower classes you all have this structure. Okay, so each and every part of this structure is also important. The next structure is the structure of human sperm. Structure of human sperm is also important. This structure have been asked in your recent paper board examination, that is 2024. This structure of sperm has been asked, okay, in your section E part. Okay, in your section E part. So each and every part and the function of every part is important, so you should know about it. The next very important, you have to know this chart of menstruation cycle. So this chart is very important. So the questions also have been asked in almost every year, 2020, 2021, 2022, 23, 24. In every year you have one or two questions like you have this chart and function of each and every hormone you have asked, or you have a case study regarding it. Okay, so different types of questions have been asked from this chart. Okay, so you all should know about the different stages or different phases of the menstruation cycle. Okay, the next structure from chapter number 2 is the section of seminiferous tubule. This is also important. So what is the function of interstitial cells, Sertoli cells, also important. Okay, so you should know about it. Next very important diagram from chapter number 2 is the section of a mammary gland in females. So this is a structure of one breast, and this diagram sometimes have been asked in your previous previous years, that in 2021 you have this diagram and label this diagram and function of ampulla, what is the function of ampulla, what is the function of the lactiferous duct. So these all parts, this diagram and the function of each part is also important. The next structure is the sectional view of ovary. Okay, so this structure is also very important. Sometimes you have a question like draw a well-labeled structure of section of a ovary, and what is the function of the corpus luteum, what is the function of antrum, okay, what is the function of Graafian follicle. This have been asked. Okay, so you should know about it. Next is this structure, that is the ovum surrounded by few sperms. This is the structure from your fertilization process, how sperms fertilized the different layers of the ovum and enters into the cytoplasm of the ovum. So this structure is also very important. You should know about the function of the corona radiata, what is the function of the corona pellucida. So these layers are also very important. Okay, so in 2022 board examinations, you have one question, that assertion reason, that you have this diagram and label different parts of it. Okay, so you know the outermost layer is the trophoblast, okay, and this is the inner cell mass, okay, and this is the structure of blastocyst. So this structure have been asked in your 2022 examination, board examination. So make sure this structure and the each and every part of the structure you should know. Okay, so this is all about, and the last structure of the chapter number 2, that is the human fetus within a uterus. So this is the human fetus, and which is located in the uterus. This structure have been asked in 2023 examinations. Okay, so you have a question that draw a, in section E, that draw a structure of a human fetus within the uterus. So you should know how to draw this structure and each and every part of it, that is the umbilical cord, valve, embryo. Okay, so this structure is very important. Okay, so you should know about it. Now this is all the diagrams which are very important or repeatedly asked in your previous years of the board examinations. And the last chapter of unit 1 is the chapter number 3, that is reproductive health. In reproductive health, you have one most important topic, that is the method of contraception. So contraceptions. So the different methods of the contraceptions are very important. So you should know about different methods. Okay, and these structures sometimes asked, like this is the structure of the condoms, this is the structure of the copper T, this is the picture that shows the implants that helps in the contraceptions, and the surgical methods like vasectomy and tubectomy. This structure is also very important. Sometimes you have this structure have been given, and you all have to label each and every part, or sometimes ask that what this picture shows, indicates. So you should know about the vasectomy, tubectomy, and these pictures also. Okay, so this is all the diagrams and the structures which are very important for your board examinations of 2024-25. Okay, so you should all know about these structures and pictures. I hope this lecture is beneficial to you all. If you like this lecture, like, share and subscribe my channel, that is Prep Biology. Keep studying, study hard, study smart. Thank you so much.